Here we go.
You're tuning in to Will Love Listen. Now listen.
The icon, Cyndi Lauper. It's such an honor to speak with you.
Well, thank you.
I'm so stoked because actually my mother's birthday is today and she's a huge fan of yours and you guys actually look alike too. So I just find it so fitting that we're actually speaking today.
Aw. Well, wish her a happy birthday for me.
Oh, I will. Absolutely. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
So this farewell tour kicked off October 2024. More dates were added, and now it's set to conclude at the very end of August. Is this really the end?
Of touring like this, yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately for me, it took me this long to have an arena tour like this. But the fact that I got to do it was my gift to all of the people who have followed my music all through the years. And, I just wanted people to know who I really am. And I wanted it to be joyful and a celebration and a community where everyone is welcome. And it's fun. We sell colored wigs, and that's for the Girls Just Want to Have Fundamental Rights Fund, but also it's for people to have a good time. I'm wearing colored wigs. I got all dressed up, and then they get dressed up, and it's kind of fun. It's a party.
Yeah, that is fun. I love going to concerts and doing something to honor the artist. It makes it,
Well, also to honor yourself. It's just fun.
yeah.
And just have you see color everywhere, and people are just, be who you want to be and have a good time.
Well, you're going out with a bang.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. You have a lot of shows coming up, particularly in my area. We're talking Saturday, July 19th at Northwell at Jones Beach Theater, Sunday, July 20th in Philadelphia at TD Pavilion, and Friday, July 25th at Bethelwood Center for the Arts. So I'm looking forward to these shows. I'll definitely be at one of them. What can fans expect on the remainder of this tour, and does it differ from how it kicked off?
It has to, because a shed is different. And I can't have the B stage in the middle. I can't put it anywhere. But I have to, I'll get together with my creative director and, draw out some ideas together of what we can do and attempt to do that so that it's still performance art and it's still fun. And there is a story going on that we all feel like a community. And, it still will be colorful and have, a lot of the artists that I collaborated with, that I still collaborate with, some things I won't be able to do outside. The whole fan thing, I have to think of how I'm going to do that, because the fans won't work outside like that. I actually, when we were doing this show, I always tell a story about Christian Siriano telling me the gays love glamour. And somebody wrote on Instagram to me, Sin, the gays love glamour, but they also love to dance. Would you mind putting something from Bring You to the Brink on the show? So that's what I did. So I will include, yeah. I think that was so funny, though. I laughed.
That is funny. They love glamour, but they also love to dance. So I love both. So thanks for doing that.
I love it too. So,
Do you tend to switch up the playlist?
I can't.
I'm sorry?
Because the visuals are tied to the songs. Sometimes I do when it's not so tied to the visuals. But the stuff that's tied to the visuals, I can't. What I do is I'll try and never say the same thing the same way, or since everything's based on call and response, if somebody plays something, I'll try and answer them, sing back, try not to do it exactly the same, because in any way you can, it's live. So it should be live. even though sometimes we're on a click. But we have to be to have the visuals match what we're doing. And since it's a visual and sound together, but still live.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I get it because you have a story to tell, and this is a very personal tour for the fans. So that does make sense. And I'm looking forward to how you're gonna adjust these shows for the outdoor venues. So that should be exciting.
Yeah, I think so. It will be, that's going to be interesting too. Yeah, I gotta figure that out. But I'm excited about what the possibilities of what I can do.
Yeah, I think you're going to get really creative with it. So I'm looking forward to it, especially because I was actually supposed to go to the Madison Square Garden show in the fall, but I got sick and there was a personal matter that came up. So I'm glad like I have a second chance to see you on this tour.
Aw, well, Will, I think it's fun. My band is killer. The visuals are really wonderful, and I have wonderful artists on tour with me, like Jake Wesley, what? Rogers. I think he's really cute and he plays great and he's a wonderful musician. DJ Tracy Young will be also on the tour with us.
Oh, nice. I like her.
Um, Come on. She's
Yeah,
awesome. And she gets everybody going, you know.
she
I,
does. Yeah, she's
last time
great.
I was in the hell was I? I was with her in Düsseldorf and she was playing with us through Europe. And in Düsseldorf, she had them singing with the songs, the track. It was like, oh my God.
Yeah, she knows how to get the crowd going. I love her. I posted I was going to be interviewing you too, and I got like a bunch of different questions. Are you going to have any surprise guests?
Well, we did last time. I don't know. Um, Usually that's a surprise for me too. But I think um I think that part of it's fun. And if somebody's around and they're gonna hop on, that's fine. We're all musicians. I think it's fun.
Yeah, I think it's fun too. I love that. I love that unpredictable element of concerts. You've had such an impressive career. What are you most proud of? I know that's so difficult to say, but what are maybe like your top three proudest moments?
Oh gosh, there's been plenty. But I think I'm the most proud of the fact that I'm still doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're doing it better than all these new artists too. I've
I don't
seen,
know about that. I
I
think
mean,
everybody has their place and they are on the trajectory of their path. And that in itself is a big step. And you always have to think like that. You don't want to be like somebody said, oh, Chappell Roan, she's a young Cyndi Lauper. No, she's not. She's a young Chappell Roan, and she's an artist in her own right. And I think we're all inspired by each other.
yeah.
Uh, but that doesn't make her a young me. That makes her a young her. And she's pretty kick ass.
Yeah, I like Chappell Roan a lot. And like you touched upon a good point too, because I feel now that you mention it, that in the media when they always try to like pit like artists or compare artists against each other, it could create animosity between artists, especially animosity between someone new who may have been inspired by someone, but now because of this comparison, they may feel bitter. So actually I like your mentality.
No, I just think that we all are influenced. Oh my God, Deborah Harry, Blondie, what they freaking did was incredible. I don't think they get the credit. I mean, Rapture was the first number one song that had rap in it. Okay. And it was a milestone and it moved things forward, moved the needle forward. We all stand on her shoulders because she was the first one using, no, not the first. I think everybody did. Gosh, to be part of the music community is a big honor. I think that rock and roll, I always thought rock and roll can save the world, and I still think because that's the way it goes.
I do too, especially today when everything is so polarizing and political. Music is the one thing that brings people together.
Yeah.
So I agree 100% on that. One thing I wanted to touch upon with you is I've always been really impressed with your charity work. and you have the True Colors United fund. And also, I want to touch upon how you establish the Girls Just Want to Have Fun Fundamental Rights Fund at Tides organization. So, could you go into all of your charity work? What inspired you to do that? And what new projects do you have coming up tied to that? Because I do see, especially during Pride, you tend to team up with some companies. Like last Pride I got, I think it was from Chrome Industries, this cool kind of like a briefcase, like backpack. So I'm curious to see what you have going on now.
What do I have going on? Well, I'm doing the t-shirts for the Girls Just Want to Have Fundamental Rights Fund. And we're raising money through the Tides Foundation to give to organizations that help women all around the world. And yeah, I mean, in a lot of different ways. You go online, you'll see what we're doing. And I am very thankful to the artists and the um, celebs that actually wore the t-shirt to help raise awareness and funds for the fund for the people. They're helping a lot of women. And I am grateful for that. And as far as the work that I did with True Colors, the True Colors Fund, that was because I am a friend and family member. And I do not believe in standing by while my loved ones are in danger of losing their civil rights. So I, of course, I believe that you have to stand up when you think something's wrong. And it's like that poem, you know, when you think of the history of the world
Yeah.
and you remember that our fathers and our grandfathers fought against fascism in the world. And in Germany, what happened and how it happened. And the fact that there's this poem that I always find interesting and inspiring by a Lutheran priest. And it goes something like, first they came for the communists, and I wasn't a communist, so I didn't say anything. I didn't speak out. Then they came for the Jews, and I wasn't Jewish, so I didn't speak out. Now they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me.
Wow.
You could look that up online.
That's especially relevant today.
Yep.
That's why I really admire you because out of all the artists in the industry, you're one of the ones that are a lot more vocal when it comes to human rights and civil rights and equality. And you obviously know you have a large gay fan base, but not every artist who has a large gay fan base goes to the same extent you have. So, I give you a lot of credit for that.
Well, even if it's not a large family, even if it's just one, you got to stand up. What? It's okay if it's your close relative. That's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. It just isn't. And I just think that we're a community and we need to stand as a community together. Whether we celebrate, we need to remember that we write our own chapters. And yeah, this is my end of this chapter, but that doesn't mean I'm not making music, because Working Girl is going to open in La Jolla November 9th.
Yes. Yes. So
And
that's
the induction is November 8th. So good luck with that. No. Yeah. But at least it's in the same state.
Yeah. But I got a lot of questions about that too. Like, I think fans want to know, like, if this is just going to be your last tour and if you're still going to be doing music and things in entertainment after the farewell tour.
Yeah. I'm just not going to tour. That's,
Okay, good. Yeah, because we need you.
well, you don't stop your work. You just change it to adjust to what you can do. I want to be great at what I'm doing. I'm going to try. You can't always be great, but you got to try at least.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. There used to be a quote that I loved growing up. Try and fail, but never fail to try. I love that. And when your tour originally kicked off, it coincided with your documentary, Let the Canaries Sing, which chronicled your rise to stardom and showcased you both professionally and personally. How was it doing documentaries? Because I know you've done like a lot of acting spots, you have a big IMDb, but how was it getting that personal for the documentary?
Well, I found a filmmaker, and I think Allison Elwood is a great filmmaker. She did Laurel Canyon, and I thought Laurel Canyon was a wonderful documentary that was inspiring, and it was a wonderful little film. And I thought, if I'm making a documentary, at least let me make it a film, you know?
Yeah,
So
true.
she did that. And I was very grateful to her to that she did that. I mean, I supplied as much information as I could, but it's not my film, it's her film. And I did the music. I mastered all of the stuff. A lot of that stuff I mixed, with whoever I was teaming up with. Um, and I just that's when everybody said, "Well, why don't you do a farewell tour?" And I said, "Wow." Then I said, "A tour? How old am I? What the hell happened?" Because you get caught up in something that you're working on. I was working on Working Girl for years, and I just figured, okay, let me go out strong. And I don't know. I'm going to be 72 in June. I don't know what the hell I'm going to be like in a few years. What do I know? And I want to be able to sing as well as I can. I don't want to, you know. So that's why I went out on tour. And the documentary was done during COVID when everybody was like, everybody's doing a documentary. Why don't you want to do one? And I said, because I'm not dead yet. And they said, well, if you're alive, you can at least, if the facts are wrong, you can fix them.
Exactly, yeah. But I love that documentary. And since I was a kid, I liked that film Working Girl. I discovered it and I was like, it was playing on TV one night and I just fell in love with the premise of it. I'm really excited for your musical adaptation of it. Fans are too, because I got a bunch of questions about that. So I know you spoke about the premiere, but could you go a little bit more in depth into this play?
Well, it's set in the 80s, and Teresa Rebeck is writing the book. Chris Ashley is directing. I'm doing the music. I'm writing with Rob Hyman, who I wrote Time After Time with, Sammy James Jr., who was in Mooney Suzuki and also on my team for Kinky Boots. And Stephen Aremus is the orchestrator again. We're going to have an all girl band. And Salt from Salt and Pepper, she wrote a rap for me for one of the songs because they wanted to be authentically 80s. And
Yeah,
the whole idea of it being in the 80s is the fact that first is it was a joyful sound, and secondly, if you're telling a story of what happened then and what happens now, that's important.
I
I didn't like when, like, I don't know if you ever saw The Women. Did you ever see The Women? The movie, the original movie. I loved it. But I did not love the new version because it was so cuckoo, the first one. You
yeah.
can't be serious about that. But this is different than the movie. It's a little different. There's a couple of Me Too moments that aren't in there, but it was different times back then. But it's still about different classes of people and trying to get ahead and make something of yourself, and about friendship and remembering who you are, that you can grow and change, but that doesn't have to mean that you forget where you're from.
I like that. I like that. I love the movie. I love the premise of the movie, and I felt it was very motivational. And I know with you, your involvement, you're gonna make it 10 times better. And I'm already looking forward to it just from your description alone. I know
Well,
the
it's a
fan.
great team. It's a great team of people, and we have we have some wonderful creatives on this. Wonderful female lighting director, wonderful choreographer. So I'm very excited. Hopefully will be coming to Broadway in 26.
Yes, yes, I could feel it. I know it's going to come to Broadway. I can't wait to see the play. I'm very excited to see you on this tour, especially since, I was sick for the Madison Square Garden date, and I want everyone to get out there, especially in our area in July.
Well, it's a party. It's
Yeah,
a party. And
exactly.
how can I not go? I didn't go to these other towns, these smaller towns. You're competing with, when you're in the arenas, you're competing not just with other shows, but with sports like hockey and basketball. And, so now how could I not go to Philly? All my music's, I did the whole first album in Philly. All the places that I'm going were important places and communities, and I want people to feel community. That's important, and have some fun. People always leave happy, and they dress up when they come. That's why I have the wigs. Everybody could get a wig. It's not that expensive, and you just wear a wig. It's like a party. It's not like a party. It is.
Yeah, absolutely. Trust me, I'll be all done up for this show. I can't wait. I'm really
Okay.
pumped.
Well,
So,
have a good time and hope to see you then.
yes, absolutely. I hope to see you then. I'm gonna be at one of them. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll be, repping Cyndi.
Okay, buddy. I'll see you then, Will. Take care. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Thank you
Thank
both.
you so much. I appreciate you joining me.